Hey guys, it's your boy Eric. I'm back. I just want to let you guys know, how I feel about that coaching hires. I know we still got 5 more jobs to go, and I'll probably release another video when, the next 5 jobs come out, when they're filled. I should say, excuse me. The Urban Meyer to Jacksonville, being nice, I give it a C, but I personally think it's a horrible hire for Jacksonville. One, because he's got no NFL experience. Two, he's only won in college, and I believe it's a lot harder to win in the NFL than it is in college. People are going to say, look at Pete Carroll. I'm like, well, Pete Carroll coached at, the Patriots before he was with USC. And Nick Saban, arguably the greatest college football head coach to ever put on a headset, was god awful in Miami. So very few coaches have success jumping from college to pros. And I truly do not think, Urban Meyer's going to be worth the hire. He retired from Ohio State, which is arguably, the best job. At the time, it was the best job in college football, other than obviously Alabama. And the other thing is, what quarterback has he developed? Please tell me what quarterback he's developed. Cardale Jones, out of the league. Braxton Miller had to move to receiver, out of the league. JT Barrett, out of the league. He let Joe Burrow walk out his door and transfer to LSU, and arguably was the best college football team to ever exist. And he let Cam Newton walk out his door at Florida. Tim Tebow was a decent quarterback. Wasn't great, but he wasn't horrible either. So I truly personally give it a D, but being nice, I give it a C. Maybe even an F, like realistically from my opinion. But I will give it a C because there is potential upside, as people say, which I don't see it because the guy's never had a losing record. And if he brings in all the college coaches like he wants to, how is he going to bring in these college coaches and expect them to know what to do in the NFL if none of them have NFL experience? Don't get me wrong, they'll be phenomenal at the basics, but they're going to see play action and they're going to not know what to do because Urban's never seen it because they don't run play action in college in the Big Ten, the SEC, or the ACC, or the Pac-12. That's where Urban's coached. So I don't like the hiring. Robert Saleh, though, to the Jets, I love the hire for him. I'm a Packers fan. Obviously, if you know me personally, that's my team. So I'm kind of glad the Lions didn't get him because I think whoever he goes to in a couple years, they are going to be a phenomenal team. I mean, look at the 49ers. He helped with the Legion of Boom with that defense. He was on that staff when, their defense was phenomenal. He's from Detroit, so I kind of, at the beginning of the year, I thought, okay, I'll probably just go to the Lions, go home. In a couple years, when Aaron Rodgers does unfortunately retire, which will be a very sad day for me, then the Lions will become the new top of the division while, Jordan Love comes in and all that. I'll get to that in a minute. But I really like the hire for Saleh. Saleh, I give it a B only because we don't know who he's going to bring with him yet. He only has his OC, which is Mike LaFleur, which is the Packers head coach's little brother. And he's never called plays. He's just been a pass game coordinator. So to me, I don't, I like the hire. I only had to give it a B right now because we don't know about his staff all that much. We only know that he's bringing in LaFleur, and he says he's going to bring in a couple 49ers assistants. But, I get the 49ers, didn't have a great year because of injuries and whatnot. But, even with the injuries, they still should have won more games than they won. And if you're going to bring their staff over, I don't know. But I personally think Darnold, also speaking of the Jets, this is going to go into a little bit of draft talk and conversation too. Darnold's not the issue in New York. He's not. He needs to be their quarterback for the future. If you look at his USC tape, he's phenomenal. I want to see any NFL quarterback succeed with that team. He's got a 40-year-old running back in Frank Gore. He's got Jamison Crowder and Brashad Perryman to throw to as his top weapons to throw to. And his best defensive players are Quinton Williams and C.J. Mosley. His O-line has Mekhi Becton. That's it. I haven't heard of anybody else. And if I don't hear about you, there's a problem because I know my NFL players very well. So if I don't know who you are, that's an issue. At number 2, I think the Jets should take Penei Sewell or trade back. That would be what I would do right now if I'm Robert Saleh. Or I trade back and try to get the best defensive player for the scheme he wants to throw in there for their defense. Well, that's everything for me today, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one when the next job gets hired. My predictions, though, are Bieniemy goes to the Chargers or to Houston, depending on what happens to Jim Caldwell. But personally, I think he should go to the Chargers because, the Texans have have horrible draft stock because, Bill O'Brien's an idiot. Arthur Smith is going to go to the Falcons more than likely. The Lions are either going to get Dan Campbell or Todd Bowles, because they just did. He's been there interviewing today all day with them. He's been interviewing with them all day today, and I believe it's supposed to continue into tomorrow as well. And then the Eagles, I don't even know. I don't even like the Eagles, so I don't really even, care who they hire, because they're still not going to be good anyway. Because, Howie Roseman has to have control of everything. But I don't even know. They're probably going to promote Duce Staley and just let him control his roster and everything, and, let him be micromanaged by a GM and owner who are power hungry. It's disgusting. And then I'm missing a job because there was 7 and I only mentioned 4.